Marie Tharp, a plate tectonics pioneer. Marie was born in 1920 in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Her mom was a high school German teacher and her dad worked for a plant nursery. Her dad eventually got hired by the United States Department of Agriculture's Bureau of Soils. As a child, Marie never really displayed an interest in science other than going into the field with her father in his job. Her father's job required them to move a lot, resulting in her attending more than a dozen schools before graduating in Florence, Alabama. In Florence, they often took weekend school trips to study trees, rocks, and things like snakeskins or skeletons. She took a class in high school called Current Science, where they studied contemporary scientists. She really enjoyed this class, but it left her under the impression that there was nothing left to discover. Education. In the fall of 1939, she started out as an art major at Ohio State. After this, she began to take more science-related classes, which led to her passion for geology. She had a professor named Dr. Dow who became like a mentor to her and influenced her to do things that may not be necessary at the time, but would help her down the road with her career. In one drafting class she took, only 3 out of 73 of the students were women. Her senior year, she saw a flyer for the University of Michigan offering an accelerated geology degree with the guarantee of a job in the petroleum industry after graduation. At this time, many men were going into war, so there were going to be many more women in this industry. This time in history was also confusing for geologists due to the overlooked ideas from Alfred Wegener. Marie's academic achievements. This is a photo of Marie in college. In 1943, she graduated from the University of Ohio with a bachelor's degree in English and music and minors in German, zoology, paleobotany, and philosophy. In 1944, she received a master's in geology from the University of Michigan. In 1948, she received a degree in mathematics from the University of Tulsa while working as a geologist for an Oklahoma oil company. The career of Marie Tharp. After graduating from the University of Michigan, she worked for the Statoil Oil Company as a geologist. From 1948 to 1983, she was employed by the Lamont Geological Laboratory at Columbia University as a general drafter working with Bruce Heason. Bruce Heason is a geologist who worked on the map of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge with Marie. After leaving her job at Columbia University and retiring, she operated a map distribution business in South Nyack, New York. Marie's research and personal interests. One of the biggest pushes in Tharp's career was her boredom. She would get bored with what she was working on, and this pushed her to make new discoveries. Marie's creation of the detailed map of the seafloor impacted science and society because it can tell you how deep the water is, and by the deepness of the water, you can then tell what type of ecosystem is down there. When researching with Bruce, women were not allowed to go on boats at the time. This meant Bruce went out and got first-person experience on a boat while Marie did all the work from the office but was still the main contributor on their project. She calculated, visualized, and clarified the information they produced. She then married a man named David Flanagan in 1948. Marie's contribution to science. Marie created a map alongside Bruce Heason of the topography of the ocean floor of the North Atlantic in 1957. The Raft Valley discovered in the North Atlantic paved a path for the continental drift and plate tectonics to be discovered. Her maps are now used globally. She produced another topographic map of the ocean floor in 1977. Her maps are still relevant today, and it is estimated that only 10 to 15% of the ocean floor has ever been mapped in detail. Fun fact. In 1952, when working with Bruce Heason, she mentioned the theory of plate tectonics. This was not out there yet, but at the time he ignored the idea and thought of it as girl talk. This photo is her and Bruce working on maps. Why I chose Marie. I chose to research Marie because I believe being an oceanographic cartographer would be a fascinating profession. She has shown me how difficult overcoming something like gender barriers may be, but when you try enough, it is very possible. I really admire her passion and hope I am able to be as strong and efficient as she is one day. This is a picture of her and her globe of the seafloor. Here is my works cited. Thank you.